Hey everyone, recently one of our subscribers, Vamsi Krishna, cracked Java developer interview at Accenture. He has shared everything with me. So basically, he had applied through Naukri and he's having total 3.3 years of experience. And I will also add his LinkedIn profile in the description below. And guys, if you want to share your interview experience, then fill the form below in the description. And please make sure to subscribe to see such real interview experiences. Now let's get started with the technical interview. So guys, first interviewer asked about introduction and the project related stuff. Then interviewer asked, can private methods be overridden and why? So private methods cannot be overridden because they are not visible to child classes. Since overriding depends on inheritance and method visibility, a subclass cannot access a private method. If a child class defines a method within the same name, it is a new method, not an override. Okay. Then guys, interviewer asked, can static method be overridden? So static methods cannot be overridden because they belong to the class, not to an object. Method overriding works at a runtime using dynamic binding, but static methods are resolved at the compile time. If a subclass defines a static method with the same name, it is called method hiding, not overriding. Got it? Then guys, they asked, can we overload private and static methods? So this is also important question. So yes, we can override both private and static methods because overloading happens at compile time. It depends only on method signature like parameters type or count, but not on inheritance or runtime binding. Even though private methods are not visible to child classes, they can still be overloaded within the same class. Then guys, interviewer asked about JVM and explain its main components. So JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. It is responsible for running Java program. Basically, it loads class files, manages memory and executes bytecodes. Its main components are the class loader, runtime data areas like heap and stack, the execution engine and the garbage collector which handles memory cleanup automatically. Then interviewer asks about Java platform independency. So listen carefully. This is very common question. So Java is platform independent because Java code is compiled into bytecode, not a machine specific code. This bytecode can run on any operating system that has JVM. So we write the code once and run it anywhere without changing it. Simple. Okay. Then interviewer asked to explain the string pool mechanism. So this is also important question. So string pool is a special memory area in the heap where Java stores string literals. When we create a string literal, JVM first checks the pool. If the same value exists, it reuses it instead of creating a new object. This saves memory and improves performance. Then they asked, why is string immutable in Java? So this is very important question. So string is immutable in Java to improve security, performance and thread safety. Once a string is created, its value cannot be changed. This prevents accidental modification, makes string pool safe to use and allows reuse of string objects across different parts of the application. Then guys, they asked, how do you create a custom exception in plain Java? So this is also important question. So in plain Java, we create a custom exception by extending either exception or runtime exception. Then we define constructors to pass error messages. After that, we throw this exception using the throw keyword whenever a specific business rule fails, which helps in clearer error handling. And before moving to the next question, guys, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, Vamsi prepared from our interview preparation kit. So let me tell you, this kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, experts and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects, code and video recorded sessions are there. You can add this in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you to get referred to the top MNCs. So basically this material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, Microservices, Maven, Git coding questions, Stream API coding questions and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full kit with projects, supports and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview experience. Then guys, interviewer asked to differentiate between checked and unchecked exceptions. So checked exceptions are checked at compile time and must be handled using try catch or throws like IO exceptions, whereas unchecked exceptions occur at runtime and extend runtime exceptions like null pointer exception. Checked exceptions force handling while unchecked exceptions usually represent programming errors. Then guys, they ask, can we catch exception in static blocks or constructor? So answer is yes, we can catch the exceptions in both static blocks and constructors. Static blocks are mainly used for class level initialization, so we handle exceptions there to avoid class loading failures, whereas constructors can also use try catch to handle initialization issues and ensure the object is created safely. Then guys, interviewer asked to differentiate between throw and throw. So this is very common question. Throw is used to explicitly create and throw an exception inside a method using an object, whereas throws is used in a method signature to declare that the method may pass an exception to the caller. Throw is inside the method, whereas throws is a part of the method definition. Then guys, interviewer asked to differentiate between private and protected access modifiers. So this is, I think, very simple question. So private access modifier restricts access to within the same class only. So it provides a maximum data hiding. Protected allows access within the same packages and also in subclasses outside the package. Private is used for strict encapsulation, while protected is used when control inheritance access is needed. Guys, then they asked to differentiate between method overloading and method overriding. So method overloading means having multiple methods with the same name but different parameters in the same class, and it's resolved at compile time. Okay, whereas method overriding means redefining a parent class method in a child class with the same signature, and it's resolved at runtime using dynamic binding. Then interviewer asks about functional interface and its uses, right? So functional interface is an interface that has exactly one abstract method. It is mainly used to support lambda expressions in Java. Functional interfaces help us write concise, readable and flexible code by passing behavior as a parameter. Commonly used are streams, threading and event handling. Then they asked, can a functional interface have default methods? So yes, a functional interface can have default methods. The rule is that it must have only one abstract method. Default and static methods do not count as abstract, so they can be added to provide common behavior without breaking lambda expression usage. Then interviewer asked, why were default methods introduced when abstract classes exist? So default methods were introduced to add new methods to interfaces without breaking existing implementations. Unlike abstract classes, interfaces can be implemented by many classes. Default methods allows backward compatibility, especially when enhancing Java APIs like collections without forcing all implementing classes to change. Then interview asked to differentiate between intermediate and terminal stream operations. So intermediate operations are stream operations like filter, map and sorted that transforms the stream and return another stream. They are lazy and don't execute immediately. Terminal operations like for each, collect and reduce trigger executions and produce a final result or side effect. Then interviewer asked to differentiate between map and flat map. So map method is used to transform each element into another form, resulting in one output for one output. Whereas flat map is used when each element is produces multiple values. It flattens nested structures into a single stream, which is very useful while working with the collections inside collections. Okay. Then interviewer asked to differentiate between controller and REST controller annotation. So this is also very common question. So controller is used in Spring MVC when we return a view like JSP or theme leaf. It usually works with response body to send JSON, whereas REST controller annotation is a combination of controller and response body annotation. So it directly returns JSON or REST responses, making it ideal for RESTful APIs. Then interviewer asks about CORS, cross origin resources sharing. So CORS stands for cross origin resources sharing. It is a browser security mechanism that controls which domains are allowed to access APIs. When a frontend calls a backend from a different origin, CORS rules decide whether the request is permitted or blocked. helping prevent unauthorized access. Then they ask to differentiate between path variable and request param. This is also very important question. So path variable annotation is used to read values directly from the URL path like an ID, whereas request param is used to read query parameters from the URL like question mark, right? Path variables define resources identity, while request parameters are mainly used for filtering or optional data. Then they ask about Hibernate. So Hibernate is an ORM framework that maps Java objects to database tables. It allows us to work with the database using Java classes instead of writing complex SQL queries. Hibernate handles CRUD operations, relationships, and caching, making database interaction easier and more efficient. Then interviewer asks to differentiate between eager and lazy fetching. So eager fetching loads related data immediately along with the parent entity even if it is not required. Lazy fetching loads related data only when it is accessed in the code. Eager can impact performance, whereas lazy improves efficiency by loading data on demand. Then they ask to differentiate between get and load method in Hibernate. So in Hibernate, get fetches data immediately from the databases and returns null if the record does not exist, whereas load method returns a proxy object and hits the database only when the data is accessed. If the record is missing, load method throws an exception, whereas get method safely returns null. Then interviewer asked about microservices. So microservices are architectural style where a large application is broken into small independent services. Each service handle a specific business function, runs on its own and communicates through APIs. The approach improves scalability, flexibility and faster deployment but requires good monitoring and communication management. So guys, this is all about Vamsi's Accenture interview experience and please don't forget to check interview preparation kit. Thank you. Bye bye.